Good morning, Rabbi Isai. Mordechai. Hayoim shmoyne v'arbaim yoim shem shisha shavuos v'shisha yomim ba'omer lo'imer. Don't be that guy that misses the last day, or don't be that guy that misses the first day. Baruch Hashem, many people, because of the shiur, are still in it. Rabbi Isai, this is the picture for me from the whole event. I can't get over this picture right over here. Just the man, you could find Waldo in there somewhere. They're here and there, but it's unbelievable. No, this was the smallest one. This was in Queens, Erev Shabbos. No, I'm kidding. No, this is Borough Park. Yes. Baruch Hashem. Hi, Rav Eli. I wasn't going to email you. I'm not looking for any recognition to read this in public. Speaking to Nassau Gans, and he said, I must tell you this story. So here goes. I got a call from my son's Rebbe that my son is not being nice to other kids. He's a very good basketball player, but he was bullying some kids, I guess. So we reminded of what the Baal Shem Tov said. We were born on this world to do a mitzvah for another year. This is what he taught his kids, and it was very upsetting that his kid was acting like this. I decided to do something drastic. I wasn't spending too much time learning, so that day we're just starting Tainus. I told my son, let's finish it together. Every night we did the Daf. I tried to explain that the Torah is the only thing that's truly true, and through learning we'll get past the situation. I have to tell you, it's an awe-inspiring outcome. We did till then the Tainus. We made it a very emotional siyum. He's been a model son since, and I'm so proud of him. Added bonus is I haven't missed the Daf since Tainus, and my other son Eli Ginot. He's the famous Eli. I don't know, you all know who he is. Join me after the Tainus, also not missing a day. There's the MDY connection. Eli signed up at least 13 adults. 2 of them donate nicely to MDY on a regular basis, including the amazing Moshe Cohen, who does all the sponsorships from the Mishnayos. A young kid. The lesson of the day is, your son is struggling. There's nothing stronger than Torah. Sincerely, Nasi Ginot. And Yishkoyach Barabim, he bought me, I guess the Olam, they didn't know this together, but together I got 2 ties, Stefano Ricci's. They decided, enough with these cheese, we're going with Stefano Ricci's. So Yishkoyach the Genots for the tie, a beautiful tie. Be'ez Hashem, I'll wear it on Yontiv, or maybe Matzah Shabbos, one of these days. I'm a Bacher, I want to go unnamed, I'm a Bacher Mesifta. I started Daf Yomi in 7th grade. We're also familiar with this tzaddik. With Zechlis Brachas. He's from Texas. Bekitzer, he's the guy. It's a very long email. He went through from Brachas, he's still doing it. He did it with Chavrusa, with his father. Then he got the 8-minute daf. He did it with us. Bekitzer, this is the mice. I don't know if you remember. A guy was giving out $100 bills on Purim. And the guy told him, or his brother, what are you going to do with the money? His brother said, I'm going to buy a shas. He says, you're going to learn? He says, no, my brother will learn from it. So he called up this kid from Texas. He says, if I get you an art school shas, will you learn it? He says, Be'ezer Hashem. So the kid is learning now every single day a daf. The guy gave him a shas. There's other Maradnik Kashas and officials out there as well. Mamish Schus. Got him a shas on Purim. So, no, I didn't, but if it hadn't been for that choice in my life, it would be a lot different. The daf changed me for the better, and I couldn't have been happier with the choice I made when I was barely bar mitzvah. Thank you for Rav Eli, for all you do the schusim, you're getting shemayim and unimaginable, and each one of us wishes to be like you, Yishkoyach. Hi Rav Eli, I just wanted to say that before half a year ago, I never heard about the shiur, until I flew from Tel Aviv to New York City. So I'm reading this because when people learn on the plane, not only are they encouraging other members to learn on the plane, and everybody does now, it became like a minhag, and sometimes people learn full Masechta, but there's other advantages. Listen to this. I sat next to a father and son who didn't have any resemblance of people who learned Torah. The father took out his tablet and watched the shiurim the whole entire flight, besides dozing off a little bit. What a Kiddush Hashem. So he decided he's also going to learn Torah because of that guy that didn't have a resemblance. Now I'm hooked. But he'd be zocheh to teach Torah for many years, says Yehuda Weingarten. Hill Bernstein. This is also a very inspiring Maisa here. Please find attached a picture of Yaakov Chaim. on the left with his big brother Eli. I didn't get the picture. Whom you maybe Yosef will put it in. You may remember from Yashir in Johannesburg, South Africa. I came up from Cape Town with Eli to attend Yashir. They flew in to attend the Shir. Eli and I are MDY Hasidim since Sukkah. So Koby just had his bar mitzvah and he chose to use the tzedakah from his gift to sponsor Shir in honor of the big brothers Eli Siyum on Sotah. He took his bar mitzvah money, $180 for his big brother Eli Siyum on Sotah. Thank you always for giving us so much Torah, brachas. Huh? $1 million rand. How many safaris can you go on that one? Thank you always for giving us so much Torah, brachas, guidance, and sukkah in our lives. Love, Hilla Bernstein, Cape Town. What's CT? What does that stand for? CT is Cape Town. It's Cape Town. But boys, I want to mention, Noam, you missed this. A particular individual, Maisa Shahaya, whoever's at the scene last night, a certain guy, Shalom Aleichem, certain individual, flew in from America, from Los Angeles, to be at the Siyum for an hour because he came late, got back on a plane and went back to Los Angeles. Maisa Shahaya. If you were there, you know what I'm talking about. He's a very anonymous kind of guy. He'd probably be text messaging you in 5 seconds. But he's on the plane right now, so he can't text you. He did text you. Okay, you knew about this. Surprise. The Koil is sponsored by Anonymous from Lakewood. The Masech is sponsored by Moshe Banda to thank Hashem that I'm able to thank Him for everything that I have. Ooh, this I didn't realize. The Masech, you hear this? A new sponsor. When did it come in? The middle of the night. Sponsor, $9,000 sponsor. Moshe Banda, listen to this. To thank Hashem that I'm able to thank Him for everything that I have. Yishkoyach. The Paras HaChodesh. Lili Nishmas Chaya Bas Yosef. Paras HaChodesh. Lili Nishmas Zechrya Ben Moshe. Paras Hayoim. Judy Lazarus for refuah shalama for Yehonoson ben Malka, who was having surgery this morning. Refuah shalama. Paras Hayoim. Koby and Etty Mozes. L'zeichen Nishmas Frumat Bas Avram. Yaakov Salomon on her 15th yard site today. Dal Sivan. Third sponsor, Moshe Benyair in honor of Rav Eli. And my daughter Miriam for Shidduch and Bracha. Amen. Paras Hayoim, Yaakov Chaim Bernstein, Mazel Tov to my big brother Eli for finishing Sotah. I'm so proud of you. Yishkoyach Yaakov Chaim Bernstein. Now, there's a double sponsorship. Somebody paid $360 to say these words. Justin Ivri. Xayenu V'orecha Yiminu, dedicated to all the MDY members, because there's a certain limit of words. So you got double words, he paid double. I'm serious. Dedicated to all MDY members worldwide, from our amazing Magid Shiur on down, who'll never, in big capital letters, again miss a day of learning Torah, because we are inherently aware of the fact that learning Torah daily is the source of life itself. ותלמוד TORAH כנגד כולם.
The expert never put him over the top.
Yeah. Had he taken out 2 words, he would have been within the limit. But Justin Ivri doesn't care. Where were you, Justin Ivri, for the Siyum? I don't know. Maybe he's in America. He is? Okay, he is in America. Shkoyach Justin. And the Art of the Month, sponsored for complete refuah for Chaim Tzvi, Ben Leah, Rabbi Sai. Let's jump into this. Yesterday, we had a sugya of Otzitz Nokov. So we had a contradiction in the Brises that say that if you write a get in, let me see if this thing works. Yeah, okay, I can do it myself. Thank you. If you write a get on a boat in Eretz Yisrael, whether or not you have to say b'fanei nechta. Okay, so we had a sugya. In the sugya, we brought the concept of otzitz nakiv. That is, that if you have a plant growing in the ground, obviously you have to be mafresh trumas and meisers. You have to give the kohen and the levy what they deserve. But what if you have a plant, a tree growing in a pot? If the pot is made out of wood, then it creates a break. There's nothing, it's not connected to the ground. If it's made out of pottery, so it does nurse from the ground. But what if you have a hole in the bottom of the pot? Does the nourishment from the ground go through the hole into the pot, even though there's distance between the pot and the ground? If it's touching the ground, obviously it's getting nourishment from the ground. But over here, you have distance. The Gemara wanted to say that the machlokes that we have by a boat is similar to the machlokes we have by a pot, because the boat, do we say that the water creates a separation from the plant growing in the boat and the ground underneath the boat, or it doesn't. Then the Gemara says over here, we're holding on top of Daf Ches Amud Aleph. So, Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak Omar, we had a thing that if the boat is touching the ground, it's one, maybe a shaila, if it's touching the ground, according to Yehuda, then it nourishes. If it doesn't touch the ground, it doesn't, fine. Says the Gemara as follows. Everybody agrees that if it, over here you see in this picture, there's a nahar going into the ocean, a river. If it's a river within Eretz Yisrael, so we're not dealing with nourishment from the ground. We're talking about a get, says Rav Nachman. It has nothing to do with whether it's nourishing from the ground or not nourishing from the ground. What does a get have to do? It has to do whether Lishma, whether people know about Lishma, whether there's Eidim. So if we're talking about a little river in Eretz Yisrael, then there's no shaila that it's a get written in Eretz Yisrael. Hello, kipligi b'yam hagadol. We're talking about the Mediterranean. What halacha does the Mediterranean have when it comes to a get? Now it's interesting. You can look this up. You know the fish, the cod, C-O-D? So there's cod wars between England and Iceland, Denmark. It's going on for hundreds of years. And the war is basically the fishermen would go to Iceland from the UK and grab all these fish. Guys in Iceland said, "What are you doing here? Get out of here! It's our water. It's territory. It's our territory." So that big machloikis, the whole world was involved. That big fights. Supposedly they brought rayas from this sugi right over here because they couldn't really find anybody discussing who does the ocean belong to. There's big fights in Eretz Yisrael regarding the gas reserves. Lebanon, I want the gas. Who owns the territory of the ocean? So let's hear what our Chacham have to say about this. Says the Gemara, the Sanya, Ezu Eretz, Ve'ezu Chutz La'aretz. What's considered Eretz Yisrael? What's considered Chutz La'aretz? Kol sheshefeh v'yored mituri Amnon v'lefnim Eretz Yisrael. The mountains of Amnon, which are far out there. Exactly how far, it's not clear. Some even say it goes all the way to Turkey. It's all the way out there. Eretz Yisrael really is very, past Syria, past Lebanon, past Turi Amnon. Big mountains of Amnon. It goes downwards. It takes some days to get off the mountain. We're talking about serious mountain terrain over there. Okay. We're going to show you some maps. It's going to make it a lot clearer. Maps that nobody else has. One of a kind. Hanisin Shabayan, Roy Noison, Kilu Chut, Matuach Aleim, Mituri Amnon. By the way, Amnon, the Medrash in Shir Shirim says that when Klal Yisrael comes back from Golus, they're going to stop at these mountains, which is still Chutz La'aretz, and say Shira. Their last stop in Chutz La'aretz, as they're tired coming and the entire way, you're going to stop there and say Shira, the beauty that they're the Geula. So, Mituri Amnon v'lachutz chod. Anisin shebayam. Roy noisim kilu chut matuach aleim mituri Amnon ad nachem Mitzrayim. Let me show you here what's going on. So here is, let's say, Turi Amnon. Again, this is all for illustrative purposes only. This is just to l'saber sa'oizen, to get a little bit of a picture. What we're trying to do here is we're saying, look, Eretz Yisrael goes from the top corner of the purple to Nahar Mitzrayim, the blue. Now, there's a little bit of an ocean. There's a circle. The ocean goes in a circle. We're going to cut it off. We're going to go from border to border, and we're going to go something like this. And from border to border becomes part of Eretz Yisrael. We just square it out. You know what I'm saying? Because the ocean dips into Eretz Yisrael. So we're going to take that whole area and make it ours. Now, obviously the small islands that are in that water belong to Eretz Yisrael. It's all part. It's within the borderline of Eretz Yisrael. Because Eretz Yisrael starts on the top from Turi Amnon and goes all the way down to Nahar Mitzrayim. So we're just going to pull a rope, a string, and say that's our borderline. Okay. Minachot v'lifnim Eretz Yisrael. Minachot v'lachot chutz la'aretz. Everything behind that line is chutz la'aretz. Comes Rabbi Yehuda and is going to tell you something phenomenal. Rabbi Yehuda Omer kol k'neged Eretz Yisrael hareu k'Eretz Yisrael. Listen to this. According to Rabbi Yehuda, Cyprus and way beyond is all Eretz Yisrael. Cyprus is ours. The gas, Greece, all the gas fields. Hakol till where? You're not going to believe this. All the way till here. Let me show you in a map. You'll see. Here's Eretz Yisrael. We take the width of Eretz Yisrael and we just take it all the way to Europe, to the end of the world. Here it is. But there's a little bit of a chiddush I put in here, based on the Rishonim, that when it hits Africa, then it narrows down to the width of Africa. It hits Africa, it doesn't continue past Africa at the same width of Eretz Yisrael. Whatever Africa, what it hit at the time, so it knocks off, and then it continues until literally it hits Gibraltar or whatever. Now Taisus, it seems like, Taisus says it hits France. So we don't understand exactly how that works. Then maybe with the curvature of the world, I don't know. But it says where we are, according to Rabbi Yehuda, we're in Eretz Yisrael. We're on it hit us. And then Taisus says, look, we don't pass like Rabbi Yehuda, so it's not such a problem. But look what's going on here. Now Eretz Yisrael, imagine if this is dry land. You're wondering where all the people are going to live when Mashiach comes. This is all Eretz Yisrael. It goes from Eretz Yisrael all the way, hits South Africa. That little bump over there is South Africa. Africa, what is it? North Africa, not North. And there I thought I'm going to go on a safari. The jungle was part of us. Any good safaris in North Africa? What? Garnished. Just gold. Dailam knows the geography. Panovich style.
That one wasn't a couple.
Well, listen, I'm like Taisus. I'm with Taisus. Somewhere that line hits France. I don't know how. Okay. That was very excited. Very excited. What? If you want what? From Amnon? He's saying that if you go, I did Amnon. In this picture I did Amnon, but okay. Maybe you go this way, maybe you pull up the ruler a little bit and you hit other countries. Okay. Figure it out. But it does say in the Rishonim, once you hit landmass, it stops. So you got to be, how do you maneuver from Eretz Yisrael all the way to Europe, to France without hitting land? Okay. Zok the Gemara. So therefore, everything that's opposite Eretz Yisrael, we can leave this on. Harehu Eretz Yisrael has the halach of Eretz Yisrael. Shenemar ugvul yom v'olechem hayom hagadol ugvul, the Mediterranean, but it says ugvul. You see, ugvul yom ugvul. It says ugvul twice. Zeyeh lochem gvul yom. This should be the border. A third time. V'anisin shebetz dadin, the islands on the side. Ra'inaisen kiluchut matuach aleim. Mikafluria v'adyam ha'okyanus. So the Mikafluria is like below the mountains of Amnon. In other words, it goes straight down the ocean. The same. So this line, the top line in the light blue, that's Mikafluria till Okyanus. So everything within that light blue is Eretz Yisrael. And everything outside of that is chutz la'aretz. V'hai Rabbanon, v'Rabbanon hai ugvul my avdilei. What do Rabbanon do with the extra word ugvul? M'bayir le'linisin.
He says it cuts through with the dry land also.
Okay. So then it goes around the world. It never stops.
Yeah,
I saw that in I think Taisus Rashi. I don't know, whatever. So I just
No, it's like, according to this, there'll be no taino. like Ezra came back to Eretz Yisrael and no one came with him, there's a tie on them. According to this, anyone who would stay in those lands, there wouldn't be a tie on them.
No, according to that, no, I don't think anybody says friends. No, first of all, we don't possibly review that.
We don't pass.
Your picture, you stopped it in Africa.
Yeah.
He thinks it's still the Oceanus.
I do. I go to the Okeanos. Look here. Let's go back. Here, I go to the Okeanos. Just I stop by Africa. The part that just out kills the width.
No, but you stopped it on the dry land. He says it goes through that.
Why should it go through? Why?
Till the Oceanus.
Why?
Until the Yam, because that's what Umar says. It goes until the Yam.
Yeah, but there's dry land.
It's not like that.
So we're taking Africa. Yeah, I don't think all the Rishonim. I don't think all the Rishonim hold like that. By the way, go to the back. He has 10 more maps. Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. It's like it's not Mitzrayim. Okay, it's not accurate. It's just to give you an idea. I don't know where TORAH is. I don't know where Mitzrayim is. Threw it in there. Okay. Yeah. Where's that? Okay. No. We need it for the extra to tell you that if you have a little island, which by the way, there's a lot of wars about these islands, right? With China, an island is special because it also comes with territory and it expands your territory. If you have an island within your borders, you don't need a special pasuk. So the bottom line is, we had 2 brises that have a stira, and the Gemara is saying, right, whether or not you write a get on a boat, is it like Eretz Yisrael or not? So we're talking about a machlokes that the boat was in that light blue area that you see where it says Eretz Yisrael. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it says it's Eretz Yisrael. So if you write a get 3,000 miles away, I don't know how many thousand miles away from Eretz Yisrael in the light blue, you don't have to say B'fanei Nechta. Either because, I don't know, Sheres Mitzvah, whatever the reason is, it's Eretz Yisrael. Eretz Yisrael is Eretz Yisrael. According to Chachamim, that's not part of Eretz Yisrael. Only in that little circle that we showed before, where's that guy? This thing is Eretz Yisrael, according to Chacham, but it doesn't go all the way to Africa. Cyprus, we don't want to go there. We don't want to be banned tomorrow, but okay, fine. Zog the Gemara. Remei Oimer Akoy Eretz Yisrael. Bo minei Merebchia Barabba. That's the Shiloh. Akoy, he said, is like Eretz Yisrael. We could show the picture. Why not? Here's Akoy. He said it has halacha of Eretz Yisrael, the top, the northern part, and they discuss what we just said. Har Amnoin, which is way further. Okay. If you sell your slave to Syria, which is somewhat like Syria, so it goes like this. Just like a woman who brings her get as a shliach, if the husband makes a woman a shliach, which is very rare, he says, okay, bring this get to the bezdin, and until that point you are not divorced, so she must say, b'fanei nechtav u b'fanei nechtam. A slave also has to say, b'fanei nechtav u b'fanei nechtam. Same halacha. So what's the halacha of Syria? Because the Gemara is going to say that Syria has some halachas like Eretz Yisrael, some halachas like Chutz La'aretz. So when it comes to a slave, what's the halacha? Now, the problem is that a slave is chayiv b'mitzvahs. And one of the mitzvahs is that you have to live in Eretz Yisrael, and you cannot, you hear this is scary stuff, you can't leave Eretz Yisrael. We're learning in the Beis Medrash yesterday. Osman Tomer screams out to me, "How do we go to America the last week?" Okay. There's a certain heter. There's a heter to see friends. Revach Gadol. We had friends and Revach Gadol. We had both. Revach Gadol Ma'oid. Huh? The local Rav. The guy that never leaves Eretz Yisrael, even for his own daughter's wedding, which she got married here, luckily, but he told me that if his daughter gets married in America, he's not going to her wedding. My chavrusa. He didn't like that I was going to America, but at the end he said, okay, fine. So, for safari is also, it's a Revach Gadol, and it's for friends, to see friends. What friends? What, the lines are not my friends?
Who says you're letting?
Yeah, it says in halacha. Look, I don't. You know what? I didn't look it up today. I remember it says friends. Yeah, revach means, by the way, even if you have parnasa, but you're going to make extra money, but I'm pretty sure it says chaverim. I'm pretty sure. I have to look it up. Yeah, the Rosh Koil is asking to me. The Rosh Koil goes for revach gadol, and what else do you go for? Not for friends. He knows these halachas. Now the guys in America are going to stop watching this year. Forget that halacha. It's not for you. It's only for the guys leaving Eretz Yisrael. We can't leave Eretz Yisrael to Chutz La'aretz. You guys in Chutz La'aretz, you're okay.
No, but if they come here, they can't.
I'm not passing. Yeah. If you come here, like the guy that came for the scene for half an hour, he's not going to go back. Right. What? Everything is a hazard for depression. I already said yes. We're all depressed. Hakol b'cheska is depressed. That's why we're allowed to listen to music. We're allowed to this. By the way, there's a bunch of guests here. I forgot to say Shalom Aleichem to the guests. Yes. Shalom Aleichem, guest. What's your name? Ezra what? Lich from? Woo, Shalom Aleichem. Akiva is also a guest. Hi Akiva, were you here yesterday? You are? Were you hiding in another? Oh, somebody took your seat. Who else? We have Sally Fort Gain, right? Your name is Sally, but your son's name is? Zisha, that's right. I should know that. Zisha is a big tzaddik. Zisha is a big tzaddik. Okay, who else do we have here? You guys, Shalom Aleichem, you're a guest. What's your name? Huh? Moshe Benyair from Toronto. Shalom Aleichem. You were here yesterday, but I didn't say Shalom Aleichem to you. What's your name? You're not Ezra. Oh, Eli? What's your name? Ezra's Yehill's brother? No, you're back already? You told me you're not coming back for who knows how long. So I didn't think it was you. Shalom Aleichem. All the way from Australia, yeah. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. He's hiding. He's not a guest, please. He's not a guest. You're from Muncie Trails? We have a bus driver from Muncie Trails. What's your Meiser? Remind me of the Meiser Nachamal? No? You don't? No, that's not the accident guy. That's a different one. Hold on. Oh, he lives in Woodridge, New York. And there's not a minion there, but he learns Torah every day. What else? This is another thing, no? Yeah. I messed him up. He came to see the Shiur. And he didn't chap that when he made his tickets that we're going to America. So because of that, he pushed off his ticket. It cost him extra money, the whole thing. Yishkoyach, thank you very much. I saved you an email. Okay, now we can learn Torah. Let's go. He's not a guest. He's been here. Shalom, what's your name? Shalom Aleichem, no good. He's the guy that bought us a very expensive piece that we used for one day. He ran out. But this mitzvahs. Okay. So, Gittin. So here's the picture of Akoy, and if we say that Akoy is like Eretz Yisrael for Gittin, even though it's Chutz La'aretz, the Gittin in Lavadim Loi, it's only for get but not for slave. So I don't know. Syria is more. It seemed like to me like Syria is more on the eastern part of Eretz Yisrael, but maybe it comes around north as well, northeast, but it's further away than Akoy. TORAH. Now we're going to jump into a beautiful sugya. There's three things that Syria is similar to Israel, and three like Chutz La'aretz. Simon, Av Barak. Now, to me, I'm just throwing this out there. When I was learning the sugya, I'm not very good at memory. This kind of confused me more than I don't know how this is a good memory tool. One thing I did notice is that the second word starts where the first word ends, and the third word starts where the second word ends. Av, and the next word starts with a beis. It ends with the beis. Av starts with the beis. The second word ends with a reish, so the third word starts with the reish. Av barak. Okay, so you can remember that. How that helps me remember the sugyas, I have no idea, because look, afar is an ayin, but how do you remember Eved from a beis? And Mevi, the second letter, and all of a sudden Meiser is the fourth letter. Meiser, the reish. Look, he's not happy. But it's only a joke for these people here. Now you just caused him a lot of work, and it's on YouTube live. So We can get canceled because what are you going to do? It's okay for you. You know what? He works. He's undercover for that other guy that he went on a trip with, and he's trying to cancel our share. Very good job. Good job. Then you told me you work for both of us. Reish is Tahara. Tahara is Reish. Kuf is Koin. Okay, I get the Kuf and I get the Ayin. The rest I don't get. If you understand how it works, let me know. Says the Gemara. After Atomic Chutz La'aretz, it's dirt of Syria is like Eretz Yisrael. So perhaps there's a dead person buried there. If you walk there, you're Tomei. You sell your slave in Syria. It's like selling it in Chutz La'aretz. You have to say v'fanei Maybe get min Syria, maybe mechutz la'aretz. If you bring a get, you also have to say v'fanei nechta. Ubeshloish l'Eretz Yisrael. Chayev is b'maiser b'shvius k'Eretz Yisrael. It's chayev b'maiser. Let me show Jonathan because he's not so familiar with this. If a guy has a pile of fruit, anybody know what Trumas Meiser? If you know what Trumas Meiser is, raise your hand. Almost everybody. For those that don't know, I'm going to show you. This is Truma and Meiser. But Trumas Meiser, Otazoi, Trumas Meiser is this. It's the Meiser that the Levi gives from his Meiser. It's the Truma that he takes off the Meiser. Meiser is 10%. He takes a 10% of his 10% and gives it to the Kohen. The Levi, not the Israel, has to give one apple to the Kohen. Fine. Chayev b'maiser b'shvius k'Eretz Yisrael. Syria is chayev b'maiser like Eretz Yisrael. Why? But it's another country. Because it was conquered by David HaMelech. And kivus yachid, the conquering by one individual, not of all Klal Yisrael. A lot of Klal, not of all Klal Yisrael, Shmei kivus according to him. And if you want to walk in there, b'tahara, you could go in there b'tahara. If you buy a field in Syria, like it's buying a field on the outskirts of Yerushalayim. It's sponsored by what? Oh. Well, I hear. It's Chayv and Truma Ma'is. You're saying it becomes Tamei. I hear. It only becomes Tamei, then a Kohen can't eat it. Friedman family for our sisters. Nechamaleo Bas Pinchas Eliezer Gimel Sivan and Chana Etel Bas Pinchas Eliezer Yibadal Chaim Chav Gimel Sivan.
It's Xera.
It's not
Moshe L'Kal Tumah until you're machshir L'Kal Tumah with water. Okay?
No, it's also Xera.
This is side things. Let's go. Chayev is b'maiser b'shvius k'Eretz Yisrael. Because Sava Kivish Yochid Shmei Kivush, he holds that since David HaMelech conquered Syria, it's like Eretz Yisrael. How could you go in there b'tahara? You just said that there is tamei. Says the Gemara, b'shida, teva, umigdal. I'm asking Reb Nachman Seltzer to leave the room for a minute. Okay, put on the volume, please.
Come on, man. Why they bringing me in a box like this?
That's a shida. Okay. They brought the shliach came in a box. So he's not tamei. The Sanya Nichlas the Eretz Amim. You had to be here yesterday to see. It's a continuation of yesterday. The Sanya Nichlas the Eretz Amim b'shida teva migdal. If you come in a box, you're protected. Rebbe Metama. Rebbe says you're not protected. Rebbe Yosef reviewed the Metayr. So we had this sugya once before. Flying in a plane with a box, a moving box. Does it protect you or not? Rebbe says it doesn't protect you. You can't fly over a country and not be metama ba'oil. Oil is you have a dead person in the ground, it emits tumah upwards, and anything that passes above it becomes tamei. So since Eretz Amim is a problem of oil, it's a problem of the dead people in the ground, so everywhere you go, you're going to become tamei according to Rebbe. Rebbe Yosef, Rebbe Yehuda Metar. Rebbe Yosef says that a box doesn't protect you. V'afilu Rebbe lo yikamatame elo be'Eretz Amim the gozer agusha v'alavira. In Eretz Amim, in Chutz La'aretz, there were gozer maga umasa, touching and lifting, and even oil. Oil is much worse. You don't have to touch anything. Just being in the airspace is enough. Aval Syria, Al Gusha Gazru. They said if you touch it physically, you lift it, you move it, then you become tamei. Al Avir like Gazru. There's no. So this is a special halacha that even Rebbe admits to. Going in a box, you won't become tamei. So that's what you're saying. That if he went through a box, then it defied his stuff. If you buy a field in Syria, it's as if you purchase the field in the outskirts of Yerushalayim. What's the halacha? Why? For what purpose? The halacha teaches you can write a contract va'afilu b'Shabbos. You can write a contract on Shabbos. Says Gemara b'Shabbos al kadaitach. Kedom Rava. Oimer Adam. How could you write something on Shabbos? You could be Oiver Issa Deraisa. Writing Ksiva is one of the 39 melachas. Rava Amar Loilam. Oimer Loilam Kachavim Va'isa. Amir La'akam. You could tell a guy to write for you, and he does it. Hachanami Oimer Loilam Kachavim Va'isa. Vavagav Amir Loilam Kachavim Shvos. Even though telling a guy is the Issa Derabara and Shvos, Mishum Yishuv Eretz Yisrael. Loi Gazur Rabbana. This is Isra Amir Lakum. Why? Because it says Mimtzah Chefzachav Daber Dover. You're not allowed to say words that are also, you're not allowed to tell a guy to do something for you on Shabbos. Now, first of all, I need to say this is a public service announcement. Not everybody is familiar with these halachas, and it's very, very important to become familiar with it. Noam has a bunch of non-Jews that live in his basement, and I spoke to them. One of them is my cleaning lady, and she told me, every single Shabbos, people come and say, listen, my computer's off, I need to turn on my computer so I could see what's going on with my daughter, whatever. Also, you cannot tell a guy to turn things on for you. Even hinting is problematic if they're not doing it for themselves. Very problematic. If a guy turns on the light for you, as we learned, l'chayra, you cannot use that light. You have to go to another room. Unless they're sitting and eating there. Hold on, Mati. So it's a very, very... we wanted to actually put out like a little pamphlet. When they come to the guy, here, Lily, whatever her name is, gives it out. Here, read this first, and then tell me, could I do this? I'm serious.
So tell people what they could do. What could they do?
If the guy is benefiting from the light.
Lay it out.
If the guy is playing... Okay, let me tell you what you can't do. Watch it.
Tell them what you could
do. I'm going to show that in a second. Here, Rabbi Isai. Rabbi Isai.
You be the guy. Eli will...
I will tell you. First, I'll tell you one of my father's favorite jokes, and I said it 25 times. I got to say it again. A guy was in Williamsburg, and his lights were out, so he waits for the guy. Finally, a guy passes by. Mom is full of tattoos. The whole thing. He says, "Excuse me, can you do me a favor?" Sure. Come into my house. Comes to the house. He says, look, it's dark. He says, yeah, you see, it's very dark. He says, the switch is over there. Yeah, wow, you got a switch, it's dark. He says, no, but we need light. I know you need light. Kids, sir, the guy goes, but we're not allowed to turn it on. He says, I know, you guys are Jewish, you can't turn it on. He says, but you are allowed to turn it. He says, I know, I could, you can't, there's no light, I get it. He says, just turn the switch on. So the guy looks at him and says, Amir Lakim Shviz. So Rabbi Isai, they came up with a new service. Here it is, in Lakewood, here at Kodesh. Check this out. Unbelievable.
Hi, my name is Danny. I'm your neighborhood Shabbos guy. Let me tell you myself.
I'm not going to say that.
I at work from one of the guys that run the synagogue there. He told me that Rabbi Forshaw.
So the kids here goes like this. Oi, where's my thing?
Approval through as far as
okay.
Starting myself.
It's 2 minutes long and I can't skip around here. I don't have my...
And somebody directed me to it.
He says, basically, if you give him $25 a month, I'm sure that there's some yeshiva guy behind this business. It's not him. You pay him $25 a month. If you need your lights on, you put a flag in front of your house. He drives around twice every Friday night, twice during Shabbos. He sees your flag, he comes in. He says, you don't even have to hint to me. I know all the hints on my own. I do it. Now, how exactly that works? He has a hechsher from the Rav, Florsheim, a big rabbi. He has a hechsher. The kids, there's unbelievable technology. And then you put it down, you're like this. He says, don't worry, Shavuos is coming up on Thursday. He says, I'm going to be there for Shavuos also. Every Chag. Givaldi. So, Now, I just want to say this, that Tosfos says over here that this heter, first of all, is only by Yishuv Eretz Yisrael, he says. Amir La'akum is only mutter on the Issa D'Rabbanan, but over here, when it comes to Yishuv Eretz Yisrael, they were matir Issa D'Oraisa. Then he brings the halachas gdolos that even Mila is mutter. There are those Rishonim who say that all mitzvahs in the world are like Mila, and it's mutter to do. But there seems to be a very specific thing. We know that people, trying to get the goyim out of Eretz Yisrael, it's a pasuk. What's the pasuk over there? Lo yeshvu ba'artzecha pen yachtiyo etz chali. Here, I have the pasuk actually. This is a pasuk that tells you that you should try to get the goy out. It's sheva amim, not sheva amim. Does it apply to our cousins? Not. Okay, fine. So it says like this. If the thing says, the shtar says two separate things. First of all, it says you could take yourself home. You're not Eved anymore. And also says that my $25 million is yours. So what do? So it says, Atzmei Kana, he's kind of himself, Nechasim Leikana. Unfortunately, doesn't get the $25 million. So now, if he brings the Mashal Shtar that says, my master gave me $25 million. You need two Eidim. But the Shtar Shichrur, to free himself, that he's believed himself. It's like similar to a get, where a woman is believed, David is believed on himself. So over here we have two contradicting things. He's talking about himself, which he's believed, but he's also talking about a lot of money, which he's not believed. You need two. So we believe him on himself, we don't believe him on the money. Yibaylu asked the Gemara, but what if it's one sentence? It says, everything that I own, including yourself, belongs to you. You can't separate what he said. He said everything. So it's either nothing, it's 0, or 100. So Mela says Abaya, he gets everything. Now there's a very famous story where a guy saw that he was about to die, and the only thing next to him was his slave, and he was very worried that his slave is going to inherit everything. So he told his slave, he said, I'm giving you everything besides one thing I want you to give to my son. So he said, okay. So he went to the Rav, he showed it, he gave it to his son, and his son said, okay, what should I take? The Rav told him, listen, your father's a genius. Take the slave. If you take the slave, you get everything. Okay? Says the Gemara, I agree with you that he should be kind himself because it's like a get. But he shouldn't get any of the property. Why should we believe him for the kim for regular shtar? Regular shtar needs two edim. So Abai says you're right. Okay, so he gets nothing because I can't separate what he's saying. So since he can't get the nechasim, like Rava said, I agreed to Rava, so he won't even get himself. So he goes back to Abai. He says, but you're wrong. Let him be kind himself and not the nechasim. You could divide the one sentence and give himself to himself, and don't give him the nechasim. We must say that this goes like Reb Shimon, who says that you could split his words, split them in half. It's not a kosev called nechasim lav the yotze ben chayrin. If a person writes all his nechasim to the slave, he becomes free. Shir karka kol shur lo yotze ben chayrin. But if he says, you could have 100% of what I have minus 1% of a piece of property. So once he took away, if he says kol nechasai, everything's included, he's being large, he meant the slave also. But once he took back one piece of property, he probably meant to take back the slave, and not only the slave, Rabbi Yisai, but everything. He didn't give his slave a thing. So then why did he say this to him? It's very sad, says Rashi, to be machnef him, to make him feel good. Now, if I was the slave, I wouldn't feel so good, but this guy thought he's going to feel good. Look, I love you so much, here's everything, which basically translates to nothing. Well, here's everything minus the karka. Now, this is what we need to get. We'll just redo this tomorrow also. It says Reb Shimon, he is a ben chayrin, even though he's Meshayir Karka. Why? Because of Palginin Dibure. We believe him on the Evet part, and he doesn't get any Karka. So not getting any Karka means that we're not listening to what the guy said. The guy said he should take everything. He doesn't get anything. Rabbi said we'll repeat it tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.